Hey guys, Nick here. You're listening to the official podcast of 4PlayerNetwork.com, a weekly live show about video games. We're proud to say that we've been at this since 2008 and have remained 100% independent since day one, and that means you'll never have to hear a sponsored ad on this show. So if you want to support what we do, all we ask is that you consider making our silly little show part of your weekly rotation. You can tune in when we record these episodes live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time on twitch.tv/4playerpodcast, all spelled out. If that's not your thing, though, you can also subscribe to the show on your preferred podcast service, join our community Discord at discord.gg/4player, or, if you're so inclined, send us a couple bucks a month on Patreon. And that's it for shameless self-promotion. Time to talk about the latest and greatest in the world of video games. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to 4Player Podcast. This is episode 853. It is October 30th. 2025. I'm your host, Nick Henderson, joined this evening on Halloween Eve by Brad Simons.
Is that a thing, Halloween Eve? Isn't there like
it's the day before Halloween.
Isn't
that how that works?
Isn't it?
I think it's 2 days before. I think the 29th is the holiday. Whatever. Hey, what's
Are you
up?
thinking about All Saints Day, which is November
Maybe.
1st?
No. I don't know.
Anyways, Crispy's joining us. Hello, Crispy.
Oh, hey, what's up? How's it going?
And Chris Davis.
Hi, I'm also here. Good evening.
So like I said, it is... First of all, this is our first official night recording on a Thursday. So, again, I'm just going to put this out there into the world. If you missed the announcement, if you missed the show last week and missed all the messages in Discord, we officially record these on Thursday nights now for the foreseeable future. So, usual time, usual place, just Thursdays instead of Tuesdays. So, keep that in mind. But yeah, tomorrow's Halloween, and I figured it'd be appropriate. We've been starting most of the shows this month by catching up on our... I know Crispy has alluded to the fact that he has been roped into watching tons of horror movies.
I
this
have.
month.
Well, it's
because
just
it's
that,
illegal to watch.
It's illegal to
movies.
watch anything. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just keep getting the fucking Halloween obsessed millennial stare every time I suggest something that isn't, a horror movie.
Yep.
But whatever, I don't care. That's fine. I don't care.
Anything of note? Anything of note you care to?
Yeah, for sure. The last one I watched was Y2K. Have you guys seen that?
I've heard of it.
Okay. It's good. You guys should watch it.
I lived through the real thing. I don't know.
It's pretty good. Like, just as a story, like horror comedy, it's pretty good. But the nostalgia bait, usually I kind of turn my nose up at that, but like I don't know, it looks and feels like what 2000 looked like, like we are of
it's a period piece.
We are of that age, right? Like I was 12 in 2000, so that's what it looks like. Cool. It was really good. It's funny. It's not scary at all, but I don't know. I guess it was acceptable because it's about the end of the world and monsters and stuff.
Sure.
And what else did I watch? I watched Weapons, finally.
Oh, that was good.
That movie is fucking wild. That was
dude.
Crazy.
I recommended Weapons and Barbarian to a coworker.
When the title hits and like the O turns into the Alcoholics Anonymous logo, I was like, oh, this is gonna be incoherent. But they I don't know, they brought it together. It was really cool. I feel like I don't know, I feel like I knew where it was going, but it was still exciting every step of the way.
Did the end make you think of what's the game? Come on, somebody help me. Oh my god.
The end made me think of a video game?
Inside. Did the end make you think of Inside at all? The game Inside.
It didn't, but I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, I didn't think of it myself in the moment, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I immediately thought of that.
Day of the Dead.
Or that.
But yeah, watching an old lady get torn apart by 8-year-olds. Kind of fun.
Sick.
I recommended Weapons and Barbarian to a coworker because Barbarian still stands for me as like one of my favorite horror movies of the past decade.
Yeah, I gotta go watch that
Uh,
now, I guess. Huh?
and it is such an incredible slow burn until like it just goes from 0 to 100 and then it doesn't let up for the last
Yeah.
like 40 minutes of the movie. Uh, and she didn't like it, and I was like, oh no. And she's like, should I watch Weapons? And I was like, yes, you should. But if you didn't like Barbarian, you're probably
Robin
You
didn't like
could.
it?
you're no. Robin loves those movies, both of them.
Oh.
But this is a coworker I recommended it to.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I don't
Coworker.
know.
Hate to see it.
You
Hate to
can't
see it.
you can't fight coworker opinions. Like
Yeah,
you
I know.
They're
Coworker
they're
lameness.
they're the element. They're the median American voter. Like you can't
Dude,
read
I am losing. Like tomorrow is a coworker's of mine's last day, and like she was one of the good ones. Like
Oh,
man, she was seeing
no.
all
That's
the good
always- that's
films,
awful.
the films I wanted
No.
to see but can't get out to theaters to see. But like she has good film taste, and I'm like, oh no, she's abandoned me.
You can keep in touch with these people, right? That's,
No, no, it's that'd be weird. No.
I saw
Final
I
one's
saw
here and you're
Shelby
fucking
Oaks.
out.
I saw Shelby Oaks in theaters. That was
I was.
that was the
What
movie
even
that
is
I
that?
watched, and then Crispy accused me of pulling a Kojima in Discord because I came back from the movie.
Yeah. All you said was I saw Shelby
Yeah,
Oaks.
I came back from the movie and I got into Discord. I was like, I just watched Shelby Oaks, and then something happened. We were like sitting in bed, and someone sent me a text message or something, and I got distracted, and then I literally fell asleep for the night, and I completely forgot that I said anything about that in Discord. So Crispy was like, he just pulled a Kojima, and he showed the side by side of like Kojima having just watched like I forgot what movie it was, where he had this like long diatribe, like paragraph essay about the movie, and then the next one was like, I just watched the Marvels or something, and it was like that was all the tweet said. And I was like, no, I didn't mean to give the impression that I didn't like it. I actually did like it quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I did pull a Kojima.
Did I? Okay. The others, I told you guys I watched Cabin in the Woods.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes.
We did that one. Sinners did that one. The
Yes.
Monkey,
Mhm.
Frankenhooker, which by the way is really good. You should watch
Not
that.
we didn't really
Frankenhooker.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah,
discuss
Frankenhooker's
that
great.
one.
I don't recall that one at all.
Frankenhooker's great, and Lisa Frankenstein, which
Oh yeah, I remember
it's kind of
that.
the same thing, but from the other angle. Lisa Frankenstein was surprisingly pretty good. I the reviews weren't great, and I was a little worried, but I really liked it. And then I finally watched Fantastic Four: First Steps. What a weird movie! That movie's so weird. And I actually really liked it.
Why is it weird?
weird.
I didn't hear much
I
about
don't
it.
know, man. It's fucking the structure's kind of weird, and also just the whole. I don't know. It's like the world is like the world of that movie is like if Walt Disney, won and turned the whole world into Epcot Center.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good descriptor.
Yeah, it's got that. But like, it's not about that. It's not about how like the Fantastic Four have like turned Earth into a utopia. It's just about they're having a baby, and also a god wants their baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because their baby's a god. And they do science and that stuff. Like when they're in space doing like superpowers and sci-fi shit, and they're like in a fucking like black hole, and the Silver Surfer's coming at them, and like Johnny's trying to shoot her, but like the lasers bend because they're inside a black hole. Like that shit was really fucking cool. Like, but I don't know the whole.
I'm sorry. Did you say her? You call
Yes.
Silver Surfer? Oh, it's
It's
woke.
not.
I
It's
ain't gonna
not.
see it. I ain't gonna see it.
It's not the same guy.
He's kidding everybody.
It's
He's
not
kidding.
the same character.
Is he though?
What's his name?
Yeah,
Fucking,
of course he is.
I don't know. I don't know what the Silver Surfer's
There's
name
been
was.
multiple Silver Surfers, right? That's the point.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, you know.
sure. I don't know. I don't know. Marvel Cosmic is a blind spot for me, but whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have a couple other horror movies that I watched.
What'd you
Figured I'd
watch?
rattle them off here because I successfully I set an
Hold
attainable
on.
goal of watching
Can
10
I
horror
say-
movies this month, and I've watched 12.
Ooh.
Okay, well, Can I say, is this a wait, Crispy? Back to you, real quick, real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Was it your homies didn't want to watch Fantastic Four, and that's why you've been on this anti-horror rant?
No,
Okay, because
I didn't even
It's
ask
just
them. I
there's
knew
a
they
bit of
were.
a chip on your shoulder, and I'm wondering
I
if
the
it's
didn't
blank
about
ask.
looks he
Fantastic
gets.
Four.
No. The one that got me was I was like, "Oh, the Batman's a Halloween movie," and everyone was like, "No."
Okay, you dumb bitch. They know you've been watching it on repeat for the past
I
3 months.
know, and they called me out on that, and I was like, "Fuck you! It's still a Halloween movie, and now it's October, and we're playing by
That's
your rules now." So
that's fair. I would have gladly given into that suggestion, Crispy.
The
for
Batman is
whatever it's
as
worth.
much a Halloween movie as Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
but it's
Excuse me.
also 3 hours
The
long.
opening of the Batman is like the most Halloween shit ever.
It's
Is it
also
the
3
based
hours.
on the long Halloween? That's the only Halloween one.
No,
It
you have,
should
have you
be
not seen the Batman?
I have not. We've talked
it,
about
the
this.
long Halloween.
Fucking
You know, the
God
long
damn
Halloween is
it.
about every holiday in the year, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
He has no fucking clue. Anyways, real quick, rattled some off. I watched Deadstream. I know some people have recommended that.
I
in
I
the
saw
past.
that a few years ago, I think.
Yeah. I'd never watched it. I finally watched that
It's
movie,
okay.
and that
Deadstream?
is it was fun.
Shudder original or something.
It was so. It is a horror movie in which a canceled Twitch streamer uses a potato gun to shoot a hole through a zombie, and then gets waterboarded with his own urine. And I just that it
Why was he
is
canceled?
wow. It's
Heated
that's
gamer
part of
moment.
yeah. He's doing shit for clout, and he ends up he challenges a homeless guy to like a fist fight, and then the
Mm.
homeless guy ends up having like a heart attack or something.
So he's like a Logan Paul type?
Yeah,
Or-
in fact, they name drop like PewDiePie and Logan Paul and shit in the movie. But it was fun. It was dumb. It was fun. It was not what I was expecting because it was actually legitimately scary at times. And then it goes, and then 5 seconds later, it's like a zombie is waterboarding this guy with his own piss, and I'm like, this is wow. This is taking a turn.
Okay.
I also watched Hell House LLC.
That's also
I've never
that one's really old.
I know these are movies that have been on my like to watch list forever, and I've never watched them, and I finally did. I watched the first one, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty good. I like this a lot, actually." And then I watched the second one, and I was like, "Oh, this is terrible."
Yeah.
The first one's
there's
good,
like 8 of them or something now. Like it's so weird.
There's actually 5 of them.
Oh, okay.
I've done the research, and here's the weird thing.
Done the research.
The first one is good. Second one and the third one are terrible, and the fourth one apparently is as good as the first one.
What's it called? I gotta look into it.
Hold on,
Squeeze it in this month-long horror watch fest.
Shit, I'll tell you in a second. Maybe somebody in chat knows. Anyways, I really liked Hell House LLC, the first one, and I watched Dangerous Animals last night.
Oh, I've seen that as well.
That was good.
That was with the sharks, right?
Yeah, with the serial killer who feeds his victims to sharks.
Pretty
that
fun.
was a good movie. I like that. And then lastly, I watched The Dark and the Wicked.
Do you remember my rant? Because I talked about watching that, Nick, like a month ago, and I was like, kind of eye rolling at this woman's the strong woman. She's not like the other fucking weak woman that got eaten earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
So. You know, I feel like I'm a little over that trope because now I'm more like
you're literally describing the final girl trope, and that is like
no, but I don't even think the final girl like I think this is different than the final girl trope. I feel like I mean I know what you're referring to, but the way they framed it as like no, this one deserves to survive. While those others didn't. I mean,
I don't think that's what they were trying to say, but
I'm saying if that is the final girl trope, then someone needs to like.
You're saying the other girl gave up quite a bit easier than.
Yeah, I'm saying like I roll my eyes at that shit these days. It might actually just be, not cool anymore. Like that's not okay. I don't know.
I don't know. I really enjoyed the movie, but I mean, I know what you're alluding to. I know what you're saying, but it's just whatever. It's the trope of the genre. It's been around for ages, and maybe that one makes it a little too noticeable. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I watched. I watched The Dark and the Wicked as well, which
You mentioned that one last time.
Yeah. No, I watched this. That was the first time a couple days ago.
Oh no, The Dark and the Wicked. Okay, I thought you were
Yeah.
thinking of that. I was thinking of that other one.
That movie was really depressing.
What was the other one? Dark and the Wicked I've also seen. But the names of these movies. What was the fucking Argentinian horror movie that you watched?
When Evil Lurks?
Yeah. No, I'm saying the titles of these movies are trash.
Oh.
Because it's hard to remember what's what. But yeah, Dark and the Wicked I've also seen, yeah.
When Evil Lurks
is really good.
That is such a good movie. Holy shit. Do recommend. And tomorrow we're going to be handing out candy and watching a horror movie. I don't know what it is, but there's a couple movies on my list of movies to watch that I think I'm admittedly a little too nervous to just watch by myself. So I'm going to use
on Halloween.
What are they?
You're going to be interrupted by trick-or-treaters during a film?
Yeah, because it's a perfect opportunity to kind of like lighten the mood to watch one of these movies that I really want to watch. One is The Taking of Deborah Logan, which is dude, I can't bring myself to just watch that by myself. I can't do it. So watching it with my wife on Halloween.
You need to watch like a fucking Bride of Frankenstein. You need to watch an old horror movie, like Universal horror, like an old Dracula.
The Taking of Deborah Logan, isn't that the one that?
What? I need you to finish that.
So it's like the movie Relic, but budget, kind of like really low budget.
Relic,
yeah. Or there's a few movies that are.
I don't remember.
I don't want to spoil it or anything, but there's
don't do that because I'm gonna watch it soon.
Movie that that doesn't. I don't know. I don't know how to. There was a horror movie that, like, at the end of the movie, they're like, "Go to this website to watch the rest of the movie."
Oh, that's not it. Yeah, that's ridiculous. What the fuck was that movie? Somebody in chat must know.
I don't remember. I thought it was that.
There's also a
so Relic came out in 2020. Nick, this is the premise. It's the one. This is the one that has Ross's Emily from Friends. A woman links her mother's increasingly volatile behavior to an evil presence at their family's decaying country home, which is also kind of the same premise as The Taking of Deborah Logan.
Older people experiencing dementia while also being possessed by demons. That is like a very specific thing.
Shyamalan did one of those also. What was
really
that one? The Visit?
Disturbs me. The Visit. That movie fucked me up too. That is a very underrated Shyamalan movie, I think, and there are legitimate moments in that freaked me the fuck out.
The Taking of Deborah Logan just has like one scene at the end that's like, holy shit. But
there's also a movie called Terrified, which I've been meaning to watch for a really long time. It's from Brazil, and I've heard that one's really fucked up.
Yeah.
But anyways,
with that creature with the split down the middle or whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, anything else we want before we get to the video games? We actually have a lot of video games to talk about tonight.
I've been continuing to watch the Creep tapes. I think I brought that up recently and realized I didn't watch all the Creep tapes. It's so stupid. Every episode is just another mini version of that Creep. It's all the same, but just with another person.
Does he do
different scenarios? No, they're different scenarios. Like one of them, like he skydives, he jumps out of a plane and like lands near a person, and then it's like just an episode of Creep. I mean, it's like whatever. They're coming up with elaborate scenarios, but he's doing the same thing every time. Where
fascinating. That is fascinating.
If you've seen Creep, I don't want to spoil Creep, or Creep 2. But yeah, it's just Mark Duplass doing that character to another person in another scenario. But it all ends the same way.
I also feel like I'm running out of time to watch The Substance this month.
I also watched the dog ghost movie where the dog sees the ghosts.
Good Boy?
Good Boy.
Yeah.
Which it was okay. I will say, like, the trailer makes it look more like subtle or like, artsy than the actual movie is, which has like kind of questionable acting by the non canine participants.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you saying the dog is a better actor than the
Oh,
humans in that
for
movie?
sure. 1,000%. Also, not entirely sure I believe the whole bullshit about like how the dog is a great actor. Like they had to scare that dog to get those reactions in that movie, and that doesn't seem okay. But whatever. I'm not going to think too hard on that. It was okay. It was pretty good. It's just like the human was not well acted or maybe even well written. And I was like, oh, but none of this was in the trailer. The trailer was just kind of like, it looked more art house than the movie actually was, I should say.
By the way, I did end up re-upping my Shudder subscription per your recommendation last time. You're right, that was probably a pretty good move for like finding a bunch
for
of
October
horror movies.
1st. But yeah.
Yeah, I did it like midway through the month though, so that's kind of a bummer. But I had most of the movies I just listed I watched on Shudder, so that was nice. Anyways, in the spirit of things, happy Halloween, everybody. Stay safe out there, and enjoy trick or treating or taking your kids trick or treating or watching horror movies or whatever it is you do.
Check for razor blades.
Check for razor. Is that really
or
a thing? That
peanuts if your kid is allergic
Mm.
to peanuts like mine.
Yeah.
You didn't give them enough peanuts when they were kids?
Same
were
thing,
younger?
same difference. In the case of my son.
Damn. But yeah, anyways, like I said, we do have games to talk about tonight. Quite a few. Do we have the footage for Brad's games all loaded up at this point?
Yep, ready.
I don't want to immediately take over the show with games that I've been playing necessarily. I feel like maybe we should start with kind of the new hotness, and that would be Ninja Gaiden 4, right?
Oh shit, Nick's all trying to like suck up to me or something. What the fuck, Nick? I know you don't want to talk about this.
I mean, I'm trying to alternate because I have 2 games, you have 2 games. Chris Davis has been playing.
Actually, I do think the newest game is I believe the newest game is Once Upon a Katamari, but we could talk about Ninja Gaiden first.
I said the new hotness. One of those is.
I know they're equally detestable to you.
Fuck.
Wait! You're saying that Katamari is like less?
No, I'm saying
cool than Ninja Gaiden.
It's
like I don't know if that's.
It's the niche. Like, there's most people that I talk to about video games, when I tell them about Katamari, they don't know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what Ninja Gaiden is.
Yep.
No shade.
Well, everybody
to Katamari.
here
Katamari
knows what Ninja Gaiden is. I will say, if someone watching of the handful of people and they don't know what Katamari is, it's probably more interesting to find out what Katamari is, having never heard of Katamari.
Well, we are already rolling footage for Ninja Gaiden, so
okay, fine. Ninja Gaiden. You've heard of Ninja Gaiden, maybe actually. It's been gone for kind of a long time. The creator just passed away, Tobunobu Itagaki, rest in peace. But I guess we mentioned that last week, but he's still dead, sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
His death was announced with like a really sad like goodbye letter. That was like to be posted when I eventually die, because I'm dying of some sort of terminal illness.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is new Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden developed by Platinum Games, supervised by Team Ninja, who is of course the the creators of this modern Ninja Gaiden series.
Is Platinum the lead developer on this, or
they are the lead developer, while Team Ninja is supervising. Team Ninja, they've been busy with Neo games and the like.
Yeah.
Rise of the Ronin. They have Neo 3 coming out soon. So they've been cooking in their own ways. And it makes sense. Like this seems like a project that honestly perfect, right? For Platinum Games. It's Team Ninja's lane, sure, but Team Ninja's been making these Souls likes for the past however many years now, so it almost makes more sense for Platinum Games to make this. With that said, it still feels like a Ninja Gaiden game in the way that a Ninja Gaiden game is very like fast and brutal, and you're like slicing dudes up, and it's not like about there's character action games of like the Kamiya style, where it's all about stylish action and air juggles and like going up into the air and doing like insane shit and, never touching the ground, sort of like Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, that sort of thing. Ninja Gaiden, the 3D Ninja Gaidens have never really been about that, really. It's just about like fast, brutal combat and like slicing dudes up as fast as possible. And like, oh, there's guys shooting rockets at me. And the thing about Ninja Gaiden that separates it from other character action games is that enemies don't like wait, you know? Like
Mhm.
if you've played like a modern character action game that's not Ninja Gaiden, they've all kind of been doing the thing that I think Devil May Cry started doing back in the day, where if an enemy is off screen, they're immediately like less aggressive and they're not likely going to attack you. Like if the camera is not facing them
Out of
or
sight,
whatever,
out
right?
of mind for the game.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden doesn't do that. Like if you're surrounded by like 5 enemies and 2 dudes further out, like shooting rockets at you, they're all gonna attack you at the same time and hit you, right? There's no like
Yeah.
invulnerability like period after you get hit. So like you can get fucked up really quick. And because of that, you're managing like Ninja Gaiden is all about managing crowds that are rapidly trying to kill you at the same time. And you do that by moving very quickly and slicing dudes up very, very quickly.
That what do you call that with the when you did the jump up the
There was also a 3D Ninja Gaiden staple. There's
Yeah,
just
it's like
the
I
wall
was like, what
jump.
is this? Yeah, the wall jump. I was like, what is this? A Sonic game? The way you fucking like ricochet off the like bounce
Yeah,
back and
yeah.
forth up the wall. That's
Yeah,
bananas.
I mean, it's just kind of it's silly, but it's just kind of a staple to this series. And if it didn't have that in there, it wouldn't feel right. If it didn't have the Azuna drop and the flying swallow, which is, if you're not familiar with the series, I mean, y'all probably know what the Azuna drop is, where
Eh.
you do like the upside down like spinning corkscrew pile
Ah,
driver thing into the ground from the air, and then the flying
gotcha.
swallow, which is like you lunge towards an enemy and you're kind of like, I mean, I don't know. Y'all don't play this series, so y'all don't really have a like. It's
Chris
like a.
Davis does.
Does he? Oh, he did play
Yeah.
the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black remake,
He'd
so he definitely
probably
knows
be playing this
what
if he wasn't still playing Yote at the point. I
I
would
just
imagine.
did a flying swallow, but
Mm-hmm.
there's now an upgrade for the flying swallow that does it like 3 times in a row back and forth. But
Yeah.
it's sort of like the stinger. It's sort of like if Devil May Cry stinger, right, is like that
Yeah.
gap closer where you lunge your sword at the enemy. It's like the Ninja Gaiden version of the stinger, kind of.
Gotcha.
But you do it out of the air as you're jumping towards the enemy. Anyways,
Okay.
slicing dudes up. I think the rest of this footage is just me in like this purgatory challenge room where enemies keep spawning in. And like a Ninja Gaiden game, this can be quite difficult. It's very easy to die if you're not like performing that sort of murder ballet very quickly and efficiently. And again,
Murder
quick
ballet.
and efficiency is sort of like the name of the game with Ninja Gaiden. It's not, I'm going to do this while looking as fly as possible. But the thing you have to understand is because Platinum Games is developing this game, their sort of flavor has been, thrown into the pot or whatever, the Ninja Gaiden pot. So it like you get like the weapons are definitely more platinum, they get kind of fancy in a way that like Ninja Gaiden weapons didn't get fancy, which they were really extremely fun to use and had cool animations.
Yeah.
But again, it wasn't about like every weapon in this game has a God, what do they call it? You hold down like the left trigger and it enters like the Blood Raven version of the weapon, where it transforms into like
Ripper mode.
a very like let me give you an example. One of the weapons I just got is like a rapier. It's like a rapier that murders things, right? But it
That's like your
transforms
skill.
in the Blood Raven mode into a giant drill where you're like now shoving it into people and like it's spinning like 1,000 times in a row and blood's flying everywhere. And that's these transformations feel very platinum. So it's kind of taking those Ninja Gaiden like staples and like fancifying them a little bit like you'd expect from Platinum Games. And I think it's a good mix because it's not like the core of, efficiently kill these dudes as fast as possible because otherwise they're going to kill you. That's still the core of this game. And it's still very challenging and it still feels really good. Like Ninja Gaiden combat has always felt really good because, every enemy isn't dead
that's what
until
it's
you
known
like
for.
slice them into pieces. And they'll literally like crawl on the ground like towards you and like jump on you and like explode and shit until you like slice them up. But
So-
that mix of Team Ninja and Platinum Games has kind of made it feel a little bit like almost like a spiritual sequel to Metal Gear Rising in a way, because Metal Gear Rising felt kind of like a Ninja Gaiden game by way of Metal Gear Solid Raiden, right? Ninja Raiden is what we called it back in the day. Ninja Raiden.
I think that's what you called it, but yes.
I think you called
Well,
that.
I mean, cool, smart people called it Ninja Raiden. But yeah. So yeah, if you like Ninja Gaiden, if you like Metal Gear Rising, like there is some flavors here that you will definitely find appealing. I will say it is like a combat game, and if you're not in it for the combat, the challenging combat, you're not gonna find much else. It's not like
How's
the
the
puzzles,
story?
the puzzles and the story and the atmosphere. That's not what this is for. This is for
This is
that
Murder
you like
Ballet,
this kind. Yeah, you like this kind of game. By like, if you watch this footage and you're like, I don't know, tell me more, otherwise I'm not interested. Like, yeah, it's not for you. I mean, literally in this footage, I just keep doing this challenge room over and over again. But like, the level design is not. It's just kind of like funneling you down a path towards more rooms of bad dudes to fight. There are sequences where you're kind of like grinding on rails like a Sonic game, or you have a glider where you're doing some like gliding sequences and stuff. And like there are sequences in levels where you're not doing combat, and like it's kind of like silly and not long enough or bad enough to like not be like, I'm still kind of like pleased when I'm doing these sequences, but it's not what I'm there for. It's not bad. Like there has been a time in the past with like Kamiya games, with early Platinum games, where like this sequence sucks ass. It should not be in the game. I just want to play the real Bayonetta, but I've been riding on this fucking missile for the past 30 minutes because that's what you do in this level, and it fucking sucks. Like these sequences don't feel like that. They feel like just they needed to
Focused
find
on the
fun
good
ways to
stuff.
connect like combat arenas. And you know what? This is pretty cool. I mean, it's like, it's silly, it's light, and it's not what you're there for, but it's fun enough, it's short enough, and it's
Wing It in chat would like to know, is the story fun like Metal Gear Raiden? Like, do we fight a senator who went to the University of Texas?
I mean, no.
That
I
level
mean,
of silliness.
Yeah. It's like Ninja Gaiden bad.
What's so
Not-
weird about a senator going to the University of Texas?
I don't
there's
think it's
nothing
that
wrong with
aspect. It's the
That's
fact
very
that you
normal.
fight them like they're like
As the final boss of your Ninja Metal Gear video
Of your
game
Cyborg
is-
Ninja game?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
the weird
part
part.
where it's
Well, it's like that
Weird.
fucking the Sopranos meme where they're like, Metal Gear Solid predicted all of this.
yes, yes.
So okay,
Um,
so I have some
yeah.
questions if you don't mind.
yeah.
So
go.
I played through Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and
Yes.
Ninja Gaiden 2 Black was announced the same day this project was announced. It was released the same day the announcement happened. And there was a strong message in there that dismemberment was going to be a huge part of this game. You're only
you
fighting
watching
a
the
couple
footage?
enemy
Yeah.
types in this.
Yeah, because in this combat room is just these. I mean,
Are
there's
you
certainly
watching
other
the
enemy
footage
types.
and there's not enough dismemberment?
You're
for
not
you?
letting me finish. You're not letting me finish.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
go for
watching
it.
this footage and dismemberment's happening, but it's happening on a kill. And in Ninja Gaiden 2 specifically, that was like a change in the enemy condition. They often became more dangerous when you cut off a limb or something.
Well, no, like I said, like if you don't finish them off, they can be dismembered and like crawling towards you.
Yeah.
And if you don't like kill them, they will like jump on you and stuff, just like in those games.
Okay.
Are they zombies?
No, they're just injured enemies that change their tactics.
Yeah. I mean,
you never
there's
seen
They're
a
just like,
ninja,
I lost
Crispy?
my arm, so I better change my tactics.
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess-
I mean, would you
know,
not?
There is like
I-
plenty of supernatural
I
things.
don't know,
in
man. If
Ninja
I'm
Gaiden.
sword fighting somebody and they cut my arm off, I think I'm
Done.
yeah, I
think
think
I'm
I'm
done
ready to go
fighting.
home. Like,
The other
Pick
thing
up
I
my
was
sword
gonna
and go.
The other thing I was going to ask was about this new character versus Ryu. Is he like this new character has a bunch of new cool powers and everything, but have they made Ryu interesting by comparison? Like I'm not shit talking the original.
I've not gotten to a Ryu sequence, but I
Okay.
will say the fandom is like pretty upset.
I
Like,
talked to a coworker about this game, and he told me that Ryu is like 30% of the game.
Oh,
so
great.
so like, but and the thing is, he only has one weapon, right? And Yakumo has 5 or 4 to 5 weapons, and which I've unlocked only 2 so far. And he's definitely the star of the show, right? And there are Ninja Gaiden fans that are like, again, let me be clear here. When I say that Ninja Gaiden has a bad story, it's not bad like in the way that like you think that most video game stories are bad. Like you should, I mean, like no one would be upset if you decided to skip the cutscenes in a Ninja Gaiden game.
That's factually
in a way
correct.
that, like, you know, like when I make fun of like the Resident Evil story and stuff or whatever, like those are like fun, stupid sometimes. There's nothing like fun about the story in Ninja Gaiden. Everyone is very serious. Although there are some side characters that are a little less serious, I guess, in this one, I suppose. But you know, Devil May Cry has a stupid story, but at least they have like some characters with personality,
It's
right?
still fun
Or
to
like
watch moment to
Bayonetta,
moment.
right? Yeah, you know. But here, it's not like there's like very serious ninja dude, which by the way, like Ryu, so is Yakumo, very serious ninja man. And then like here's another character, woman with large breasts, which, you know, like let's be clear, this series is by the same creator, rest in peace, of the Dead or Alive series.
Yes.
Which is just, you know,
featuring dead or alive characters. Like, yeah.
like, you know, yeah.
I mean, that
So,
checks out. Yeah.
It's not, it's obviously it's not good at all. But, you know, at least they're trying to like tell some jokes in this one, I suppose. But yeah, no, like Ninja Gaiden fans have been like, there's been infighting since like the launch of Ninja Gaiden 2 back on the 360. There's been infighting, and there's not even a lot of games and entries to be fighting about. Just 3 games and different versions of those games. But let me tell you, they're always fighting amongst themselves.
How does this game, based on what you've played so far, kind of like measure up to the rest of the series?
So for me as a Ninja Gaiden fan, which I really like, you know, Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black. I mean, I never played Ninja Gaiden 3 because I heard it was terrible. And I played a demo that was awful. And then they made another version of 3 that's supposnly better, but is still kind of shit.
Edge.
But the combat was really nice, right? I played Ninja Gaiden 1 and Ninja Gaiden 2, and none of like the Sigma versions or anything. But I really liked those games. But more so the first one, Ninja Gaiden 2, when that came out, I was like really kind of disappointed. It ran like shit. And it just seemed like a mess compared to Ninja Gaiden, like the first Ninja Gaiden, which to me was like a very well-made video game. And it came from an era that had interesting like level design and stuff in a way where 2 got kind of stupid with it. And this game has even less of that actual design to the levels. But you know, in terms of just like what you're there for, the star of the show, like, yeah, they don't make games like this anymore. They've all become Souls games, and this is super not that. This is a Ninja Gaiden game, just like those other action games that don't really exist anymore, and it's good at that. It is good at that, and it's been fun, and I'm excited to get the next weapon and to see what its transformation is, and the one after that, you know. And when I'm playing, like, it's gonna be cool to play as Ryu finally, but I'm not like weirdly attached to this character. What I'm saying is like people seem so attached to this character who is a nothing character. He's a nothing character in a bad story.
Yeah.
And people are like so loyal to this ninja. Like it's an injustice that he is not only not the main character, but like that there is a character that dares to be more powerful than Ryu Hayabusa. Like how dare this Yakumo fella have all these like this crazy blood raven mode to all these weapons. You know, Ryu Hayabusa would not try to showboat like that.
But that's also like a symptom of like
It's
how
so
they were
stupid.
how they were talking about this game. Like Yakumo was supposed to be hunting down Ryu, like he was the largest threat in the world. He'd become too powerful,
Yeah.
whatever, something like that. So they
But
were
that also
already
kinda hinges
hyping him
upon
up
you
beyond
liking
what he
that
actually should be.
story.
Yeah, this is the stupid Platinum game soy boy. Like real Ninja Gaiden fans despise Platinum games because back in the day, Ninja Gaiden was like, the people who hated, they hated Devil May Cry. There's everything wrong with action games. This fancy boy over there
They're too
juggling enemies,
cool.
So
I feel
like,
attacked.
and that just comes from Platinum. I mean, that's just Platinum games, right? That was Kamiya, and that eventually turned into Bayonetta and Platinum Games. So they're they when they heard Platinum Games was involved, they're like, oh, it's obvious trash. And it's not that. Like they made a good Ninja Gaiden game, and it's funny that people are so upset
It is
about it.
kind of interesting.
But
It
like
is kind of
having
interesting to me that a new team, Platinum, made this game, which is very well known for doing these like really complex character action games and stuff, which is great. But like they also have a different approach, generally speaking, to like telling stories in their games. So it's strange. It is kind of strange to me that like this game ends up feeling like a Team Ninja story, despite the fact that it was made by
No, I mean, it's like a Platinum. I
Platinum.
mean, there are Platinum games with terrible stories as well. I don't want to
Yeah,
put
yeah.
that all on. Like it
But they
just
also did things
sucks.
like Nier.
Well, I mean, but Yoko Taro was involved in there,
It's true.
right? Like,
Yeah.
Platinum Games was not going to make a near sequel on their own, like creatively. That's not what they're good at. I mean, again, but like I said, I think like Vanquish and like Vanquish has a terrible story, but like the character, like, is like smoking cigarettes and like throwing them to like distract the enemy fire. There's aura to most Platinum games characters and animations and stuff. Not a very different kind of thing with Ninja Gaiden. And in fact, like
Gotcha.
whatever. It's whatever. It's fun to play. I am renting it. So
At the end of the day,
I
that's
don't know if I
all that
bought it,
matters.
I'd be like I mean, I'm not trying to discount it. Like I love that Ninja Gaiden is back and that it's good. And it definitely didn't need to be that because let me be clear, Ninja Gaiden 3 was made, Itagaki was already gone. It is a awful game from what I hear and what I've played of like that demo. And like it is not a well received game. And these poor guys, like Ryu Hayabusa had one weapon in that game, and that was one of the big things that pissed the fans off so much. So to have him be in this game as like riding like fucking, as like a side character who also only has one weapon again, they're just so pissed off. And I guess I kind of get that part.
I would also like
But he's
want to
gonna
play
have
as the other characters too. Like Ninja Gaiden 2 Black had like 5 different characters you could play as throughout the game.
Yeah, but all those other characters are lame. I mean, truth be told, like compared to Ryu, and Ninja Gaiden 2 had a ton of weapons but whatever, let's move on. The Ninja Gaiden doesn't actually it's really fun, and if you want this kind of game, it doesn't warrant like so much discussion.
Okay.
Honestly.
Fair enough. Fair fucking enough. All right.
We've said too much.
Yeah.
We've said too much. All right. Let's just shift gears a minute. I want to talk about a game that's been out for a minute, not too long, but it came out and it's spooky season and I'm enjoying it. I've streamed this game twice now. I've been playing Dying Light the Beast. And I have a history with the series. We've talked about it many times. We all know Chris Davis and myself both share, I think, similar opinions about the second game. Maybe, possibly.
Yes.
Yes.
Know that I don't share them, and I put it on my top 10 list.
Look, I'm also going to acknowledge that, like, given the problems I had with the second game, there are still a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about really liking here were still present in the second game. So I don't want to make it sound like this is like a complete 180 from the second game, because that's not what this is. This is a pretty Dying Light game, but kind of like the attitude towards the series in general post Dying Light 2 was tepid. Tempered? What's the fucking word I'm looking for? Tepid. Thank you. Tepid. That's what I was trying to say.
Making up words.
Yeah, just making up words here. And I Dying Light 1, I still think is one of my favorite like zombie games ever made. It's just the combination of like open world exploration, the nighttime stuff, the like Mirror's Edge-esque like parkour and stuff was just such a cool fucking mix. And then they did the following, and they introduced like the buggies and stuff, and that was really cool. And of course, you have the co-op, and we've done streams where we had a lot of fun playing that. And Dying Light 2, for whatever reason, just kind of felt kind of flat, in my opinion, anyways. Dying Light the Beast seems kind of like a course correction in a lot of ways. And one of the things that I've talked about a lot with Dying Light 2 was specifically like, I'm not saying the story is amazing, but like it bored me. It literally bored me. The way kind of Brad talks about the Ninja Gaiden story is kind of how I felt about Dying Light 2's story, which is like crazy considering the world itself is pretty interesting, and like it had like characters that looked like they should have been more interesting, but they just didn't do anything interesting with them. Um, and I'm playing the Beast. I'm kind of like immediately invested in what's going on, more so than I think I ever was with the second game. But like, um, this I say feels like a little bit of a course correction because like they've kind of reined everything in a little bit. The world, I think the world is a bit smaller than like Dying Light 2. It definitely feels like it's maybe has more in common with the size of Dying Light 1. But like because it's smaller, they've done more with the space, and uh but then they've like rolled in things that the other games like there are vehicles for one that are everywhere. You can get into a car and drive, which was kind of a feature that was really only prominent in the following. And then they've made guns an actual like component of the fucking combat for once.
I mean, they've always been there, right?
I mean, they've always been there, but like Dying Light 1, they might as well not have been. Dying Light 2, they kind of started. Now they have like you're picking up guns left and right, you're finding military convoys. You still kind of have like at the beginning of the kind of near the beginning of the game where I'm at right now, ammo is pretty scarce, so you still are really heavily focused on melee combat, but like it feels really refreshing for me to like lean on a gun or an SMG. Like I got into a situation where I was cornered in this church, and there was like 50 zombies, and they were all trying. Like I was in this like window, and I couldn't get past them, and they were all clawing at me. And I was just like, "What if I just pulled out my SMG right now and just mowed these motherfuckers down?" Which is not something I've ever done in a Dying Light game. So I'm just like sitting on this like windowsill, just like unloading into this like pack of zombies, and I just hold the trigger down until they're all dead. And I'm like, that feels I know it's pretty basic zombie stuff, but it's the thing about Dying Light for me is that like they've always done the melee stuff really, really well. But like the fact that guns were never a prominent part of it felt kind of like, what are you doing making a zombie game where you can't fire guns or the guns are not a major part of it? And they definitely have like made that more of an element here, and I really, really like it.
I mean,
And
they
like,
needed to do something about it because it was the stupidest programming conceit they could possibly come up with for Dying Light 2. I mean, they eventually added it in because
Dark
people started
Ages?
bitching.
the Dark Ages thing or that is definitely not a component of this game. And
Hmm.
but like the other big thing that we talk about a lot, and I feel like they kind of dropped the ball in the second game to a degree, is the nighttime stuff. It didn't feel
Oh
quite as
no!
terrifying. What?
Oh no! I thought you were saying that the nighttime in this was bad too.
Oh, no. The nighttime in this stuff is great.
Okay. Whew.
It's excellent.
Okay.
It's excellent. And I will say this, and I'm not really sure what it is exactly, but like I feel like they've really turned up the aggression and of the zombies. Like it feels dangerous in this game. Like
Good.
it is really easy to get overwhelmed.
You know,
You
can I
have to
say in
keep
Dying
moving.
Light 2, the nighttime stuff like out in the world was a little like whatever, but like in the nighttime in Dying Light 2, you were going to these specific places, like
Yeah.
inside buildings that were infested, and when you were in there, it was like pretty good, like an
I mean, it had
intense and
moments.
like
It def-
you didn't feel powerful in there. It was
Yeah.
just kind of out in the world where the way they handled it was kind of like
Yeah, it was. They
Yeah.
ruined the chase aspect of it.
yeah, maybe that's true. Yeah.
The chase aspect is a huge part of this game playing at night. And I haven't even gotten to the part of the game where people are like, just wait, which is like when you go out into like this heavily wooded area and stuff. Apparently that's where shit starts to get real at night. But I've already had several instances of like I just I felt this way in Dying Light 1 and the following, and I didn't feel it so much in 2. And that's just kind of like this general like it feels really cool to exist and explore this world, to the point where it's like I go out at night and I'm scavenging. Like crafting is a huge part of this game, and it's like I'm constantly like, oh, I'm finding blueprints and I'm finding stuff I want to upgrade, but I gotta find this and I gotta find that. So like, where can I get it? And I'm just like looking everywhere. And you can, of course, like killing zombies gives you experience and the ability to search their bodies for like stuff. And like I'm kind of obsessed with trying to like craft things in this game. So like the first like 2 hours of the game I spent, I was like, ooh, I already have a blueprint to make a bow and arrow, and I love bow and arrows. I've never used a bow and arrow in Dying Light before. I'm desperate to get this, so I was like just going everywhere I could, trying to find the stuff I needed to craft that bow and arrow, and I got it, and it's super rewarding, and I'm loving it. And yeah, but like at night, it's just like existing out there is terrifying. Like a lot of the times, there's no music. All you can kind of hear is like the wind blowing and like zombie noises nearby or whatever. And then like you find an open window or a door that you can go into, and like suddenly you're in a building just organically, and you're like, okay, I have no idea what the fuck's in this building, but I know there's probably some cool shit to find in here. But I also don't know if there's a zombie in here or multiple zombies or whatever the fuck. And that's just really cool. Like, and I had this like incredible moment the other night when I was streaming where I jumped off this building and I grabbed onto the side of like a bridge, and I looked down, and all of a sudden it was pitch black. I couldn't see shit, but I saw that there was like one of those not the runners, the volatiles, and I almost missed him. It's like I might have just, if I was not being careful, I would have just triggered him straight on. But he sensed me. You could tell that he sensed me, and he started like looking around for me. But I didn't have my flashlight on, so I just clung to the wall and prayed that he wouldn't find me. And he got like so close, and as soon as he got past me, I just jumped off the bridge and fucking booked it. And like moments like that are super organic, and they're so common. And I feel like I never had those moments, or not never, but I didn't have them as frequently in Dying Light 2. But I'm having them plenty here. But the other thing this game does, that kind of like it's the thing that's different, I guess, really different about it, is the beast mode or whatever, right? Because you're being experimented on at the beginning of the game, so you have these fucking beast powers, and like the crux of the story hinges upon like this girl who's like, in order to like get out of this place and track down this guy who like infected you with the shit, you need to like get stronger. So we need you to get like samples of blood from these like really strong creatures, chimeras, I think they call them. So like you're going around the world trying to like find all these chimeras that are just scattered about, and you can kind of do it in any order you want, I'm pretty sure. And just trying to find these super strong creatures. They all give you new powers, and that's like when you Hulk out, it's just fucking like tearing zombies apart, doing cool like crazy kills, picking up heavy shit and smashing zombies with it. It's
It
dumb.
definitely doesn't seem like
but
a
it's
survival horror game, and when you do
I mean,
that, right?
not when you do that, but it's pretty rare. And like one of the things that early in the game, you can't control when it's triggered. It's
Oh,
part
you're
of the
like
story.
you're like Bruce Banner.
So once you like kill enough zombies, you just go into like rage mode, and then you transform. But I'm pretty sure you eventually get to a point where you can control that. But I am here to tell you that like exploring at night, terrifying. And there's like, I'm looking out over this map, and there's way more verticality than I was expecting. After the kind of like the skyscrapers environments in 2, I was worried that going to like this island setting and like being in the woods, it wasn't going to be nearly as vertical, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And yeah, man, it's just this game is reminding me what I loved about Dying Light, and I just remember being kind of overwhelmed with disappointment a lot of the time when I was playing Dying Light 2. So I'm feeling the love again, and I recommend it.
I guess. I mean,
What Come at me, give me something.
I mean, Dying Light 1 and 2 don't really, they're not all that different, but whatever. I mean, it's fine. I mean, I like Dying Light. I'd probably play this if it wasn't like such a crazy release season.
Yeah, I mean,
but like I want to say, like, this
sure
is
if I was going to find time for it.
I think Dying Light in general has just been kind of like a underrated series in terms of critics, right? Like,
Yeah.
So this game scored like an 82 on
Yeah.
Metacritic, but the original is like at a 72,
Yeah,
which
which is
seems
criminal in
crazy,
my
right?
opinion. Yeah.
So is it more just like with Dragon's Dogma, like critics are just finally realizing that Dying Light's actually pretty good.
I mean, maybe, but like
we were being a little unfair back then.
I mean, I think it's. I mean, because there are certainly elements of the game that are wonky. I mean, like considering how intricate the like parkour and like climbing system is, of course it's gonna have weird moments of like jank and stuff, and it's not always perfect. But let me tell you, when you're like running for your life and you make a jump off something and you're not even sure if you're gonna make it, but you're more scared of like what's chasing you, like, and then you land something and it feels like this very organic I was being chased through the streets and I'm like like my heart's pounding and I'm like jumping through windows and like free running through buildings and then jumping out the window on the other side, having no clue if there's like anything dangerous in the building. It's just kind of like I gotta go, and I'm like thinking on my feet. It's like it's kind of unlike anything else out there. So like I kind of forgive it for like the rougher edges. And combat's fun, dude. I may be imagining it, but like I feel like they really have kind of like dialed in the melee combat and like the damage system to the zombies, because like fighting zombies in this game is feels so fucking good.
That's
And I
always
think
been fun in this series.
it's always
though.
been fun, but like, oh man, like I think they've really kind of ratcheted up kind of the like the damage, like the dynamic damage you do to zombies over time and stuff. Um, and I don't know, man. I just got like brass knuckles and shit. I'm really excited to use those, and those are pretty simple. But like the bow and arrow is cool, and you can fully upgrade that and get all kinds of new bows. You can pick up all kinds of shit in the environment and throw them. They've introduced new kinds of zombies. Like since it takes place out in like this national forest kind of area, you'll frequently see like hiker zombies that have like the huge backpacks with like stuff hanging off the backpacks, and like they make
Supplies?
noise. Yeah, like well, they have supply bags, but there's like all kinds of shit hanging off it that like when you attack them, they jingle jangle and make noise and draw attention to it and stuff. Like it's cool, man. I'm digging this game. This absolutely has a chance at being one of my favorite games of the year, just because of how fucking fun it is to explore and how fun it is. Like I'm really just loving the world that they've built here.
I mean,
And
they
I'm
kind
ready
of
to
teased
scratch the
out.
surface of it.
They kind of teased a little bit in Dying Light to the idea of like exploring more natural environments at the very beginning of the game,
Mhm.
and they didn't do anything of that the rest of the game. But I
'Cause
mean, so far
the
it
whole thing
looks,
is it's urban environments. I mean, that's the thing with Dying Light, right? Although I guess the
I mean,
following was
the
also
following wasn't.
like a less
the
urban.
following, yeah, less urban.
So
I
maybe,
mean, like,
yeah.
but they're finding interesting things to do here. Like, there's a fucking like monastery and an insane asylum,
That's cool. Yeah, I
and
mean
like, there's all
that's
kinds of stuff. And I still haven't, like I said, I haven't gone out to the actual national forest yet, which is apparently where nighttime stuff becomes especially nerve wracking. Um, so I'm really excited to do that. Uh, yeah, man, I don't know. It's delivering for me. I'm really enjoying this. So
Do you think
I'm gonna
Techland
keep
is?
streaming it.
Do you think Techland is feeling better now? Like
What after
they?
Dead Island 2 or
Well, no.
oh, you mean
After Dying Light 2 and a lot of the.
well, I don't think Dying Light 2
yeah. I don't think
underperformed
it was
like
unsuccessful
financially.
or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
think it was like maybe critically lukewarm and maybe a disappointment. But this definitely
It was
this
not like
game
it
to
literally
me,
scored higher than the first game.
that's but like you said,
Okay.
we're also seeing like this skew of
Yeah.
like it scored higher because people are realizing the potential behind the series, but it was still kind of
Yes.
tepid because it also had a lot of problems. I feel like this kind of, to me so far anyways, feels like a response to like the complaints from Dying Light 2. The complaints that I had, that I know Chris Davis has echoed, that I'm sure a lot of people have had. Like they're doing all the right things to like I'm already enjoying just kind of like the general hook of the story to a point where it's like I'm not bored when story stuff is happening. They've got really cool like chase moments and stuff. By the way, this has always been a feature of the game, but like the fucking hold Y on the controller to look behind you as you're being chased is absolutely diabolical, but fucking cool.
Why is it diabolical?
Because like there's so many like when you're being like the volatiles are like just these super like Hulk like things that'll chase you through the streets and they'll rip you apart if they catch you, and you're
Yeah.
frequently being chased, and if you just hold down Y while you're running from them, your head does a 180 and you can see that like it slows down time just a little bit so you can see them like gaining on you and you can kind of keep control of your character while you're running. But
Mhm.
man, you can see how quickly they're gaining ground on you, and it's literally there for no other reason other than to like, hey, you want to panic yourself for a second? Take a look behind you. Like, and it's like it's wild. It's wild. I
Hey,
dig it.
something I just realized that I forgive me if you've already mentioned this, but safe zones, like so the whole
Mhm.
chase sequence and how you want to escape back to a safe zone.
Mhm.
You haven't shown that so far. That's in here, right?
Yeah, and actually, the map is littered with like new safe zones you can unlock, which I think has always been a feature. It's been a while. I can't remember how it
Yeah.
is, but like they all have their own kind of unique like challenges. Like this honestly kind of feels like a spin on like what people would commonly associate with like Ubisoft, um
Towers.
like the towers and shit.
Oh.
But like a lot of times, like this is actually really cool. Like the one
That
you're seeing here is like it's an abandoned cabin that has been overtaken. The people who lived here
Oh.
apparently were killed. So like you're just trying to like restore power to this building and clear out all the zombies and secure all the entrances and exits so that you can
that
make it
is
a safe zone
how it's
again.
always. Yeah.
Yeah, but like
There's
there's
always
actually like puzzles to do in here. Like you have to
yeah.
fix this electrical wire and stuff and figure out how to reconnect it. So, I mean,
But
it's
I
not
just
like
mean that idea of like you've got all these different safe zones, you have to go clear them out and unlock them,
yeah,
and they turn into safe zones.
yeah,
Comparing that to Ubisoft towers, I mean that's exactly what they are. And Chris Days
yeah,
is
yeah,
like,
yeah.
nah, like as if that's not exactly what you do in these fucking
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
Like,
it is what you do. I do feel
Yeah.
like maybe it's a little more involved in this game. Like they've put more thought. Like I've only done a couple of them so far, but they all involve like kind of like trying to like figure out how to piece things together in this environment to like make it safe again.
Well, the
Which
thing to
is
me about a Ubisoft Tower thing is that the reward is always the same. It's you get to see what's on the map ahead of you. It kind of
yeah,
oh, that's what
that's
you
not
meant. That's the
it's
define. Okay, what?
yeah
that's not the carrot on the stick in this case. This is more
yeah.
like the world is super dangerous. Exploring at night, it's
Is
always
that
good to have.
what people hate about Ubisoft towers?
No.
I didn't think that was it. I thought
I don't know. I honestly lost the thread a little while ago about what people hate about Ubisoft.
I think it
It's
was just that there was a 2-year period where every game was that. Like,
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
and
yeah.
there's probably a massive
It's
overlap between the people that hate Ubisoft Towers and also hate yellow paint. So
Yeah. By the way,
Oh,
not
sure.
seeing a lot of yellow paint in this game. There's been multiple occasions where I'm like trying to figure out how to climb something, and I'm like, how the fuck do I climb this?
Sure wish there was
And
some
then
yellow paint.
I have to like
Sure wish there
jump at
was
something and hope that that's actually something I can
Dude,
think to.
that's
And
what
sure
makes
If
doesn't.
they
Dying Light good. All of
changed
them.
if
All
they
of them. That's
changed
what
the
makes it
color,
good.
Yeah.
if they went to like
Yeah.
red paint or green paint or something, would that buy developers
No,
some time before people
No.
start complaining about it
No,
again?
because they've
You
done
know,
that.
when you start to like, you do start to like eventually like
I'm
notice
just
like
saying gamers are stupid.
they are
they
stupid.
are.
There are visual cues, right? Like you can kind of once you do enough of them, you can kind of like notice like, okay, maybe this looks a little more like grabby because it's like it's the same color as like everything around it, but it looks a little different, maybe. But like until your eyes adjust to that, it feels like you're taking real chances while you're climbing
Man.
things, and that's pretty cool. Um,
The
so
first
yeah,
person platforming is what makes the series good. All three,
yeah,
all of them, not just
yeah,
not no, Dying Light 2. Like
That's the hook.
that's the hook. That's they made Mirror's Edge into an
When we
actual
played
fun
the
video
first
game.
one, when we played that like fucking behind closed doors demo of the first one, that's what was cool about it. And
Yeah.
that's what they showed us was just running through the city. Like,
yeah.
What
And that
was also
shit's
cool was the promise
still
of
cool.
this branching experience where no two
For 2
decisions would be the
specifically.
same. Yeah, yeah.
that was 2.
They really
and that
oversold that
completely
and didn't.
collapsed.
Yeah,
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and that is largely
Also,
and
who cares?
I know
Yeah.
who cares, but like they also
The
had
promise
things
was like a brilliant Chris Avellone written story, and that was just not
and we all know how that
what it
went.
was, but it's also not what we asked for, so I don't care.
They had Rosario Dawson, and they couldn't even find something.
I just
for her to do.
wanted fun first person parkour and fun combat, and I think Dying Light is really good at making you really want to find the things you're scavenging for, which I think is important.
that
right?
is the loop, right? That is what I'm here
There
for.
are so many games where progression is just like poorly balanced and you don't really care. But in Dying Light, you want the stuff that's hidden in that building with a bunch of like zombies, and that's I think
And
people
for me, it's always been cool because like
value
going
that
into
part of the series.
But the
going into
weapons
that
have
building-
durability, so it's a bad game.
No, only dumb people think that.
Yeah, are you a dumb person?
I know.
Crispy?
No,
but
I
but-
am making fun of those people because they levy that as a criticism against the Zelda games, but everyone loves Dying Light. I don't know. Whatever. Shut up. Fucking-
Yeah, they dumb.
by the way, I ran into a zombie the other day on when I was streaming
Whoa, like not even
that
on
talked.
stream.
that
Wow.
talked.
Oh,
And I was like, was this part of the other games? Like it was like
That
it was like this. It was like fast and running, and then like I went to hit it, and it was like, oh god, don't! And then it was like, "Ah," and then it like lost control again, and like came out, and I was like, is that new? I can't remember.
That
if
is
was in the other
new.
games, but man, it caught me off guard.
No,
was
I
like,
think the
this dude is
zombies
still
used to
turning.
say like, I think the zombies used to say stuff like, "Come here, I'm gonna get ya," like while they're chasing you.
That'd be sick.
No, that would be sick. That would be sick.
Who wants
Anyways,
to
yeah,
live?
that was The
I'm
Last of
enjoying
Us.
this.
Really?
True.
Anyways, Dying Light the Beast. It's pretty cool. Thumbs up for me. I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna keep streaming it actually. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, a couple other things to cover, including Katamari, Once Upon a Katamari, and a quick mention from me for gambling, a new gambling game I've been playing, and then we'll wrap up the
That's
4-player
wild
minute.
that you picked that up, but
I mean,
that's cool.
it was hard not to
Ball
for
pit?
$5.
Ball pit or clover pit?
No,
Sluts
he's-
and Daggers.
the one that we were
Sluts and
playing on.
Daggers.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's. I've had to kick Carlos off of it twice. But anyways, guys, yeah, we'll be back in a second. We'll talk about a few more things and wrap up with the 4-player minute. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's get to it. Brad,
Yes.
a new Katamari game just dropped.
This motherfucker, by the way, I said I played. I said he asked. He asked. So what have you been playing? And I said, well, Ninja Gaiden 4 and the new Katamari game, or I said Katamari. I said Ninja Gaiden and Katamari, and he goes, which Katamari game? This motherfucker. We featured Once Upon a Katamari like at least a couple of times in Trailer Talk, and it was the Katamari game that. The brand new Katamari
I'm not gonna
game, which,
lie,
by the
I
way,
thought this
the
game came
first
out like a year
brand new
ago.
Katamari game, full real brand new Katamari game
You-
in a very, very long time. And he's like, which one? And it
I mean,
came
I
out
thought it came
literally
out
the
already.
day before.
He said he thought this
something.
came out a year ago. That's insane.
That's we've been watching whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a series. It's fine.
Is
But I
this
will say
did you make this character?
I don't know. I'm not watching the footage. I have Slay the Spire going on my phone, not footage. But
Son of a bitch.
But you played the game.
yeah, I played the game. I just but
So you can't
but
tell
you
us
can
if you
create lots
created
of
this
characters.
character?
You can play as the cousins. I don't know what character I'm currently.
This looks like a
playing
little
as.
paintbrush. Also.
Oh no,
the
that's
cowboy
just
hat?
one of the unlockable
the cousins?
characters.
Okay.
Now I put the cowboy hat on him for sure. I mean, you are so if you've played a Katamari game, you start small and you roll things up into a ball, and then you're eventually rolling up people and cars and houses, and you get very large. Not always in like the first few levels. The first few levels you start small and you become slightly less small, and you might be rolling up cats or something. But
Yep.
I mean, the whole. If you're not familiar with Katamari Damacy, it's Keita Takahashi back on the PlayStation 2 created this game called Katamari Damacy, and it was a game that came out in Japan and was like, it was quirky and unique, like, games on the PS2 were. They brought it over here eventually as a budget game. It was only $20. And that was kind of like, oh, like it got people to pick the game up because,
Throwing
games
away
weren't
money.
$20, they were $50. And you didn't see that very often. But it happened occasionally with like games that launched in Japan first, that are kind of niche. And it was sort of like, it wasn't, I don't know how to quantify like the success of the series, but I think it did way better than anybody expected because people kind of embraced the weirdness, and it kind of put that creator on the map as like, this dude is out there. He makes really weird, crazy stuff. Keita Takahashi also went on to direct We Love Katamari, which was the second game, and that people loved it even more than the original. And it was like smart and funny still and kind of meta actually.
For the record,
But
Katamari Damacy is still the only Katamari game I've ever played.
okay,
But it was good.
but here's the thing: Keita Takahashi made 2 Katamari games for the PS2, Katamari Damacy and We Love Katamari, and then he left to go do other things. Right?
Nobi
Every
boy
time
and,
Nick reacts to his cat, he looks like he's reacting to something far more significant than his cat.
Well, she's literally on the other side of the door scratching.
But we
through
don't.
it.
I don't hear it. At least I don't.
I mean, that's good for you. I can definitely hear it.
just open the door.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Katamari series. It's unique, it's weird, and it's cool. It's, you roll things up into ball. It's funny. It's like there is like humor in the placement and the oddity of just the objects in the level. And then there's like, the people that you roll up, these like block-like people, you're rolling them up into, and they're screaming or laughing while they're in this giant ball of shit. And it's just weird and odd, and the vibes are perfect. But the creator of this odd, unique thing left, and Namco was like, well, this did way better than we expected, and people love it, and it's critically acclaimed. We got to keep making them. And for many years after those first 2 Katamari games, like they were just kind of like, well, so we still want to make more.
Flying by
The
the seat of their
creator
pants.
left. We can't just like, take it in creative new directions because we don't know what the fuck that it looks like. So we're just going to keep making them kind of like these other 2. And I guess we just keep doing that over and over again because we don't want to fuck up the formula. The
It's
creator,
like somebody made a game using tracing paper.
but which is fine when it's like Breath of the Wild, right? Like a phenomenon, and it's like this formula that like everyone can love, even when it's some low budget Ubisoft game about Greek gods and stuff. But whatever, Breath of the Wild is dope, so of course they copied it, and guess what? That game is dope. But Katamari is very like specific and narrow and niche, and so to have a large publisher keep making them over the years, it was getting awkward. They were like, okay, yeah, we've played this before and we've seen this. Like, it's kind of getting old. You got to do something like different and unique. And every time a new one came out, they were like, we kind of have this slightly new different mechanic. Is that doing it for you? And everyone was kind of like, well, not really. This ain't as good.
when Beautiful
And then they
Katamari came
started
out, that was like the big thing about it was that there was no loading that was going on mid-level, and that was cool. But yeah, it really has just been
on the Wikipedia page about this. I mean, I played Beautiful Katamari, but I don't remember that. I just remember it being was the coolest shit Katamari. To me.
I feel like Brad is really burying the lead here in this game. I'm waiting for
no. But I mean, like the history of this series is the history of what it became after the creator left, and they eventually got to the point where they were doing like kind of rehashes and compilations of the stuff from like the previous games, like Katamari Forever and stuff, and then they made a Vita version and a mobile version and another mobile version, and it's like it was really, really wearing thin. And this is kind of like the first new one, like completely fully original in a very long time. So like there was some excitement from the fans of Katamari, but it was also like, okay, we're gonna let you make us excited, but also we know Kenta Takashi's not involved. You know, he's off making To a T, the game where you play as the
Oh,
kid
yeah.
T posing and
Mhm.
stuff. Like he's still making weird shit. And
It's just
this
not
is
Katamari.
and let me tell you, this is another Katamari game. It is more inspired, I think, than a lot of the rehashes and retreads and remasters, obviously, of the previous Katamari games over the past like fucking 2 decades at this point. But um, it
Whoa.
feels like crisp and polished, but it's still like that core. I feel like
Okay.
so here are the things unique to this one. You jump around to different eras, like so like you're time traveling, kind of like you go back to dinosaur times and now you're
Ooh, look at
rolling
all
up
the sushi.
dinosaurs, or you're going to like the Wild West and then you're like, they're very, it's like you know if we were lazily coming up with like, oh, a good Hitman level would be on a pirate ship, like it's kind of childish, like the different eras that they come up
Instead of
with.
innovating with like mechanics, they're just like copying and
Well,
pasting the mechanics
there are
into
some new mechanics,
new places.
but I'm saying, but like I think that works for Katamari because that just means, oh, so the shit I'm rolling up is like funny pirate shit. Okay, that works. That's fine.
Yeah.
And and like up the pirate level, which is not in the footage, I don't think, is like the levels. It's like one of these moving levels that evolves as you're getting bigger and bigger, and it's like, well, I'm kind of getting too big for the ship. Where am I going to go after this? And oh, all of a sudden here comes a ghost ship that's just entered there's a cutscene of a ghost ship entering, and now the ghost ship is going to get into a battle with us, and now I have another place to go roll up shit now on this ghost ship. So they're kind of evolving as you go, which may have been a thing. I don't know. It's been a while since I played a new Katamari game, but I will say, like, the flaws of a Katamari game are still here, because it's not like they're like, oh, we took Katamari and we're fucking refining it. And like it's a polished version of Katamari, but all the things that suck about Katamari are still here because they don't want to fuck with like the creative vision of someone who left the company 2 decades
They're
ago.
they're like concerned that like the flaws of Katamari are secretly the secret sauce.
Yes. No,
Of
no. Like, so for example, the king of all cosmos, who in every single entry of the game finds another way to like destroy the fucking galaxy. So you're rolling up things into a ball so he can send them up into space to make new planets. You're still doing that. It's the
Yep.
same. Like he got drunk again and destroyed the galaxy. So make
As
new
one does.
planets. And like the thing, ever since the first one, it's like there's really annoying thing where he is constantly talking at you during the levels and you can't
Mhm.
see shit because his big ass face and the text box is covering everything up. So you're like frantically, these are timed levels where you're trying to get as big as possible and you're trying to button through his fucking dialogue as fast as
Yeah.
possible just so it gets off the fucking screen and you can roll shit up. That's still in the game because it's an annoying thing, but it's like so weird that like they don't want to like remove it because that's part of the Katamari DNA, because they're not ever going to try to redefine the DNA
They're not
because I don't
confident
know,
enough.
they're fucking afraid to. I don't know. So every time they add like a small like new element to the game, it's always like very small. Like this one has power-ups. Like you can pick up like a magnet in a stage that like for a very very brief amount of time will just suck up everything around you, or like a rocket that lets you move fast through a stage but it kind of feels like shit because you're still like bumping into things and stuff, so that power up sucks. And then they have a power up where you can now see where all the crowns are, that which are like a collectible. I mean, like Katamari is a collectathon. It's not a
Mhm.
platformer per se, but it's definitely a game where you have a certain amount of time to get into a level and to like find to get as big as the game wants you to, or like sometimes there are unique uh goals to a Katamari level where, let's say, they want you to, within like you can only roll up 50 items and you're trying to get like as like high value of a ball in that amount in those 50 items. So you're like very carefully trying to like roll up 50 of the most expensive looking objects that you
That's kinda neat.
can find in a level. So you're not trying to act, but then they do all this like physical comedy, or not physical comedy, like level placement comedy, where like, they're, they might have a, it's like very easily to like roll over a bunch of cheap shit on the way to like the expensive thing you're
expensive
trying to
shit.
roll up, or they like, I don't even know if this is the thing, but like they might have a joke where it's like it looks like gold but it's actually fool's gold or something, haha, get fucked. Like there's a lot of like jokes in the level design, which has always been a Katamari thing, and it's just as good, or as it's ever been here, and I love that stuff.
Just as good or dumb as it's ever been.
But like,
Hey,
like the King of All Cosmos not getting off the screen fucking sucks. I don't care what anybody thinks. It's always sucked. And the fact that it's still here 2 decades later is insane. Just like, just like the physics of the Katamari ball can be fucking infuriating.
Mhm.
I get more of all the games I played this year, and I'm playing a fucking Ninja Gaiden game. I get more angry playing Katamari than anything. Because like, just when you're just
wow.
trying to get somewhere, and like one fucking like fucking, there's a walking turtle or some shit that's just slightly too big for you to roll up. So instead of rolling it up, you just get a fucking, you're gonna like bounce off of it, and it's gonna feel like shit. And now you're flying in the other fucking direction, and you're just desperately trying to get past this fucking walking turtle. It's shit like that. It's still
So,
infuriating.
I'm watching your
But
footage,
it's
and initially I was like, "Oh, they pulled out the camera. That is awesome. That's always been one of the biggest flaws of a fucking Katamari game, is how big the fucking Katamari is on your screen, preventing you from seeing shit." But
yeah,
and I remember in the previous games, and especially the recent remakes that I played, like the We Love Katamari remake, like when the king would talk to you, he wasn't putting his text center of the screen. And so now that they pulled the camera out and his voice is now center screen, it's just as obtrusive, if not more so.
yeah,
That
because
is
they think
terrible.
they have to do that. I guess they think. But here's the
They
thing.
need permission from the creator.
Well,
to
no, they
change
just need
that
to have
feature.
like, they need to have the balls to like actually do something new and different. But the good news is like the core of Katamari is still cool and fun and unique, and like unique to Katamari, and it's very funny. Like it's a very funny series, and
It's light.
it's
It's
very,
something light, and
it's
let's be
light, it's
honest, we
silly,
all
it's
need something
addictive,
light.
right? It's addictive because you want to like find all the crowns. You want to find the cousins, because there's like dozens and dozens of cousins to unlock, and like the gifts, which give you like little accessories to put on your characters and stuff, and like some of those are really funny. So you want to find this shit, but it can be maddening on a level that's going poorly. Still, like as it's always been.
Word.
But I'm glad it's back, because Katamari it's cool. I mean, it's cool.
It's
Like
legit.
like if people who've never played a Katamari game, like anybody has got to see this, right? Like it's still really cool.
I have a very specific fond memory of Katamari, which was a good friend of mine back. I think this was like within the year or so of the first one coming out here in the States, and I was like, "This game is wild." And then a good friend of mine was going through a bad breakup, and he was like, "I just want to hang out," and I was like, "Cool, come on over." And I introduced him to Katamari Damacy for the first time, and like he was laughing his ass off, like for like more than an hour. We just sat here just goofing off playing this game. So I have a very fond memory of this game, even though I haven't played anything after the original. But that's just the kind of game it
Which is
is.
honestly fine. Although We Love Katamari is great, and they remastered it recently. But it's I don't know, it's cool. I don't know how much is this thing. There's a lot of games coming out, but if you miss Katamari, this is a pretty good one.
Did you buy this on Steam, Brad?
No, I rented
Fuck.
this through GameFly, just like Ninja Gaiden. I rent a lot of games. Please don't ever go away, GameFly. What am I
It is
supposed to do?
$40.
Yeah, that
not
feels
bad.
about right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that feels perfect.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah,
Speaking of budget gaming, I picked up, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what to fucking say about this game, but I picked up Slots and Daggers, which is the game that you may remember. We played
I
it as
do.
one of the games we demoed the other night, and we ended up playing a bunch of observation. What's that game called, Brad? That we played like a ton of
Oh
that night.
no, like I'm on observation duty,
Yeah.
1
We
through
ended up playing
18.
that most of the night. But
Yeah.
we dabbled in the Slots and Daggers demo, and then when it came
Sluts
out,
and
it was like
Daggers.
it's $7, and then it was on sale as a new release for like $5.50, and I
So
was
this
like,
developer is known for
sold.
like this developer has put out games before, but he kind of makes like smaller games. Honestly, I was trying not to like bum anyone out with like because I play a lot of this type of game.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't.
I didn't want to like bum anyone out about the things I was noticing that seemed a little like off, like how like high, like quickly the enemy damage was scaling up before you ever
Well, let
had
me.
any choices to make, like many interesting choices to make to like mitigate that damage and stuff like that. So like it seemed a little off, but
There is
wasn't
a
trying to
loop.
drag anybody down.
Right. There is a loop, and I am not the expert here. I don't play these kinds of games often, but I do like it occasionally. This is probably the closest I'll ever come to like really engaging with what feels kind of like a mobile experience.
Or
Um,
like a Slay the Spire. But like the
Slay the
thing is,
Spire, yeah.
there are games like this that I think you would like so much more than whatever this
No,
is.
you're probably right, but the price was right. It's a new release, and
Sure.
I had a good
Sure.
experience when we played the demo, so I went for it, and it is pretty addicting. Now, I will say this: it is, as the name implies, it's a slots game. It's like gambling. You pull the thing, you get the 3 slots. Each slot will give you an item that does different things. You can, but like, so you'll be fighting an enemy on a screen, right? They have attacks to you. It's turn based. You take turns. The slots, each item in the slots does something different. A lot of them will have mini games that come along with it. So if the slot pulls up like a sword, you have to like hit the button to like time it so that you can like deal critical damage, um, and things of that nature. The loop, and this is what I didn't really grasp much while playing the demo, was that yes, when you first start playing it, you're going to feel like you're way in over your head because enemies are doing lots and lots of damage, and you don't really have any way of mitigating that early on. The loop, the thing that keeps you going through this, is that every time you play and you hit a game over, you earn money and new modifiers that you can purchase with that money that you had, and those modifiers are can be leveled up, and you slot those into the game and they modify. So every time you go through it, you're going in with more of an advantage, and it kind of ratchets up over time. So like that, you get to that level where you have to beat like 5 enemies, and it may whoop your ass a few times, but then by like the fourth or fifth loop, you've got enough modifiers that you're having a little bit of a better time. And then there's also, of course, the randomness. Every time you beat an enemy, it gives you the opportunity to spend some of that money so you can buy new usable items, or you can upgrade the damage on like your sword, or you can buy things that new slots that will then give you more money, or give you more
Or
of a
daggers.
shield, or whatever it may be, or daggers. You can use poison daggers and things like that. So like the hook, and it's all really really fast. So like you're going through it, shit, game over, buy a new modifier, start it over, go again. And that loop is addicting. It's fucking
Yeah.
addicting. And like you said, there's probably games out there that do it better,
I mean, there's
arguably.
certainly, but I mean,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is, you're right. This
But
is
for
like a
five
smaller one
bucks,
with like a
for
nice
5 bucks,
aesthetic.
it's got a little bit. And I'm gonna be honest. The thing that kind of attracted me to it just visually was it gives me a little bit of like Inscription vibes.
Yeah.
Not to that extent, but like it's definitely kind of capturing the same tone and like the sound effects and that kind of thing. So that drew me to it, and I tried it, and I've played about 4 or 5 hours of it at this point, and I've had to kick, like I said, I've had to kick Carlos off of it a couple times. Um, so yeah, man, good. I don't have much else to say about it other than it's hard not to recommend it. It's $5 and it's fun, and it's just
Yeah.
easy going gaming. I don't know what to say.
I mean, I have it now installed on my Steam Deck, but I just have, there's so many games, and it's not just like
I've
games,
been
but like
playing
these
this on
types
my
of games, like you know, I have Clover Pit and Mega Bonk and all that stuff. Like, and those are, Ball Pit we now have, and Vampire Survivors just got an update, and I still play Slay the Spire, and Monster Train 2 came out this year. And, like, there's so many.
This has kind of
games.
become my lunch game because
Yeah.
I have officially reached a point in like Hades 2 where runs are taking longer than I have for lunch. So
Yeah.
I am this has kind of just become it's an easy thing to pick up and play, and you feel like you're making progress. Yeah. So the price is right, man.
But I
Hard
mean,
not to
that's it.
recommend.
That's the
Slots and
perfect kind
daggers.
of thing, right? Like, there are
Yeah.
times where I bring my Switch or my Steam Deck to work thinking I'm going to like play a game like Hades on my lunch break, but I'm like, man, I don't, the first half of my day was a pain in the ass, and I just want to kind of like play some Slay the Spire
Zone
and
out.
not,
Yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of Hades 2, just real quick mention because I thought it was quite funny this week. I had to ask people in Discord. I was like, "Yo, when does that second pathway in
Oh
Hades 2
man.
open up?" Because I'm like 25, 26 hours into this game, haven't unlocked the second path yet. So according to Brad, I'm still playing Hades 1.
I mean,
And
kind
I've beaten
No, I'd
Chronos
say
3 times
that is,
at this point before ever going on that second
yeah,
path.
that is a
Uh,
little funny.
Brad was the one who informed me that one of the key items that I need to do the incantation that will let me go to the second pathway is craftable. Because there's a tab on the when you go to the place where you do the incantations, there's a second tab that I never noticed. So I could have
Yeah.
done this. Like, I crafted this thing, and then it said, "Okay, you can do the incantation now." And all the other ingredients I had like 50 of. But I just needed one of this one item.
That you
And I
make
was like,
yourself.
fuck. It was like a
Yeah.
Ripper mode thing. It was like
You're
Nolan's Ripper mode
so
situation.
stupid.
Yeah,
So
you
now I'm
just weren't
finally
reading.
now I'm finally going to the surface. So ironically, now my runs are short again, so I kind of maybe spoke
Oh.
too soon.
But
Anyways,
the surface is cool, right?
that game continues to be so sick.
Yeah, yeah.
I love
It
this game.
is. It is. Honestly though, I'm going to talk about it because I talked about it last week, but I played a lot more and finished and got the true ending of Absalom, which is a very Hades inspired
Beat 'em up.
roguelike, but made by the Streets of Rage people, and it's a beat 'em up, and it's real fucking good. And that's another game that keeps evolving in like ways you're not expecting, like both like the things that are happening in runs, and like, oh wait, why is this character here? Oh wait, this is a whole new quest line, or oh wait, this shit's getting crazy. Like, it's a really fucking good one of those. And like Hades is always like, it's almost not even fair, right? Like, just how much stuff is in those games, and like how good Supergiant is at like making this formula. But this year for me, like, Absalom is the one that has captured my heart because it feels so much like fresher, and
Okay.
it's ambitious, but it's also like
Did you
very
buy that on
polished.
Steam? I now ask every time
Yeah,
you say
I
you played
did.
something.
I did.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and it is online. It does have online co-op, which is perfect for a beat 'em up like this. But I hear it gets pretty crazy in co-op. I've only been playing single player, but it's fun. It's fucking fun.
One of these days we'll talk about
And
that on
it
this
gets better.
podcast.
It has a similar hump. Like, if you start playing it like with Hades, where it's like, this game just feels impossible. These bosses feel impossible. Why do I have to hit this boss so much? It is very similar hump to like Hades, where you'll eventually get to the point where it gets like, you get more and more powerful just by dying over and over with the meta currency. Once you get over that hump and you start understanding like how the different characters play differently and the different builds, like, it's fucking good. It's fucking good.
Sweet.
The music is so good. I man, I like Greek mythology, but like,
Here we go.
this is, I mean, Absalom is fantasy, but it's also very like golden axe and stuff. I mean, there's mounts and like, you upgrade your skill tree, and it has like upgrades to the mounts and stuff, and bringing a mount to a boss, like, you can really fuck it up with a wild boar mount. It's cool. It's good shit, man. Highly recommend Absalom. And
Sweet.
the composer is the composer of I don't know. I'll think of it. Good shit.
Maybe somebody in chat knows the composer. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's give our final thoughts for the week. 4-player minute. Wrap it up. You know the drill. Brad, are you ready?
Sure. Let me talk a little bit about Fantasy Critic or what's happening in Fantasy Critic. Not so much on our site, which is, you know, I mean, so if you're not paying attention, it is a very, very, very close race right now between me and Ed. Obviously, there are people who are still in the runnings. They're just waiting on their game. The thing about me and Ed is all our games have come out essentially. While Crispy is certainly up there, but he's still waiting on big releases like Metroid, and I think he has another slot to fill. But the funny thing with me and Ed is that our games are out and we are very close. The difference is, I'm ahead, but I still have to make a counter pick. So I have to make and his counter pick is that point and click horror game that Nick picked, but I don't think is coming out this year. They still don't have a date.
Point and click horror game. Oh,
it's literally on your roster.
I know. Sorry,
Tenebrous Somnia, whatever it's called.
Yeah. I thought that had a date. Did that lose a date?
It doesn't have a date yet. It doesn't have a date yet. The last we heard is it is coming out this year, but like, trust me, I'm in it. There, it's published by 11-bit, and I'm in their Discord. You know, I've been in their Discord
harassing them every day.
Well,
what's it gonna be, guys? When's it coming out? What's it gonna be?
Ever since I picked up
me on this.
the altars or whatever, right? Like last year, I picked up the altars. I've been in their Discord, and you know, I pop in there and I'm like, nah, they're not talking much about this game, but you know, the last I heard is it's still coming out this year, but I don't think it's actually going to make it. Oh, they said that tomorrow they're going to announce the release date. I believe it's tomorrow or very soon. So like, yeah, it could very well be like a January, February, whatever thing, Q1. You're seeing that a lot with indies, but you never know.
Drop it again.
A very nice.
I don't think it's ready because they were saying like last month that they were still like filming for some of the live action stuff. And there's no way. There's no fucking way.
Balls.
But anyways, I guess what I want to say is that it's not just like very close in this league, but like the Fantasy Critic Discord league is also super close now ever since Mina, the Hollower, and Karen got delayed. And now it came down to like I had one pickup to replace Karen, and I had to basically get it needs to be like a 78 or higher, you know, for me to maintain my lead. Otherwise, you know, second place, like their games are out. Or though they drafted Marvel Cosmic Invasion got a date and they were waiting on that date. And now that has a date, I have to have like, depending on what that scores, which I think is probably going to be around an 85 or something. Which by the way, it has a date. That still hasn't been picked up in our league. So someone should try to grab that. I made my last pick and I tried so hard to get that Jurassic World Evolution 3, but someone else bid $2 and all I had was $2 and they knew what they were doing. And that ended up scoring really well. And now I'm seeing all these games that like I also considered. I had very slim pickings to fill that last slot, like very slim pickings. And it was all, and the whole narrative became, don't fuck this up, Brad. Don't fuck this up. Don't draft a lemon. You know, you could do it. You could find a game that's over 78 or whatever, but it's been so fucking stressful. And the game I picked up was that game I talked about last week, 4 Strike, which I thought looked really promising. But now I'm like, well, I should have drafted fucking the Seance of Blake Manor, you know, and shit like that, which is like, you know, I can't do this to myself because, you know, the nature of this game is not like, it doesn't work like that, you know, hindsight shouldn't dictate my decisions. Right. Yep. But let me tell you, it's been so stressful. And I think the 4 Strike has a chance of being like sub 78 or whatever. And it's like, oh, I'm kicking myself seeing these other games coming out that I was considering or close to getting that are scoring enough to like have kept me in first. And now I'm like, I blew it. But like, let me tell you, I had very I could have grabbed Arc Raiders, but like, you know, I think Arc Raiders is a safe 80 plus at this point, but multiplayer games, you never fucking know. Like multiplayer games are dangerous. There are risky pickups for Fantasy Critic, and some people like to play risky. But to me, like my whole thing is get on base, right? I try to play risk
Get
averse,
on base.
and to me, picking up a multiplayer games as a service game, a fucking Tarkov like people, those are sicko multiplayer games, dude. Like if you go into if casual people pick up a game like Tarkov, they're gonna have a fucking bad time, man. If they come across people who know what they're doing, it's gonna be fucking miserable. So I don't know. I'm afraid of it. But I hear this one's good. It's polished, whatever. It's probably gonna be fine. All this to say I'm stressed. But because I'm stressed about those other two leagues where everything's are really close, I haven't been paying that much attention to the Critics Royale, which Derek has dominated for 4 quarters straight now.
Fucking
And
Derek.
he's been taking L's on his own. He's been taking L's like without even, I'm not even worried about my picks. He's fucking himself. But because I have started this like very public rivalry with Derek, it's getting more attention. So now more people are wanting to jump in to try to take on Derek. And now I'm gonna like, I've summoned more sickos to the thing I was trying to beat Derek at. So even though Derek is taking L's, I probably still can't come out on top because more of the sickos are paying attention. And yeah, it's rough out there.
There's blood in the water.
There's blood in the water. Anyways,
You
I'll shut up.
really hate this man.
No, he's great. The funny thing is he's so like mild mannered and
He's
like
the
super
only
polite.
person Brad respects. What are you talking about?
Now that's the thing. Derek was like a lurker, but I drew him out of like his hermit
Drew him
life
out of the shadows. Yeah.
because he's in the Discord, but he
You
wasn't
created
like,
the
chatty.
monster.
He was a fucking lurker, but I'm like screaming at him, like calling
Does he
him
know
out and
that
stuff.
he's become a thing
Oh,
in this
absolutely.
podcast?
But it's just funny because he's just very like kind and polite and doesn't say much, but he's dominating. It's like fucking Michael Jordan never saying anything. It's
Did you
crazy.
tell him we named an episode after him?
Oh, no. I mean, like so there's the highest profile like podcast that talks about Fantasy Critic. It's called Hype Factor. I messaged those guys and I was like, dude, you have to talk about Derek and what's going on in Critics Royale. And they're like, oh, well, we both play Fantasy Critic. We're like each in 5 different leagues, but we have never played Royale, Critics Royale, the thing that Derek dominates in. But I'm like, you need to like do some research, maybe play next quarter and talk about Derek on your next episode. And they finally did it. They had an episode about Critics Royale and they even had one of their like the high up regulars who's been playing for decades on to also talk about it because they still don't play it. So they brought in an expert, not decades, sorry, years and years. Fantasy Critic has been around that long. It has been around for quite a while. But yeah, they had someone on to talk about Royale and they brought up the Derek situation. It's just, I don't know. Pretty good show. Like if you're looking for like the Derek situation, it's funny.
Imagine
Yeah.
Derek has just been a community member for like a decade. Like, what if Derek is just like Pioche or someone?
But here's the thing. The guy that they had on, his name's Dan from Canada. He, in quarter 2 of this year, he was in first place ahead of Derek like the whole time. And literally on the last day, like Derek submitted a negative review from one of his games, Dan from Canada's games, and like just basically stole it from him and came in first.
What a bitch.
And they had this guy on. So like he has like a real, my rivalry with Derek is in my head, but he is actually got a first place stolen from him by Derek. So he's just as wants to take him down just as much as I do. Yeah, I don't know.
Dan from Canada says he thinks I'm gonna win our league.
That's true. He did say that. But you know, a lot of these sickos were downplaying Ed. And all year long I was like, no, you're discounting Ed. Ed is way closer to me than y'all think. And they're like, no, you don't need to worry about Ed. Don't worry about that guy. Crispy's the one you need to worry about. And now we're here at like near the fucking end, and Ed is like 6 fucking points away from me. And I'm trying to decide if I should counter this fucking Call of Duty game. I don't think that's gonna get me there. I was thinking about countering Mina the Hollower, and I I forgot. I waited too long, and now you can't counter it because it doesn't have a date. You could only after November 1st, you can only counter games that have dates. So you can't even count that, even though because Carlos may have held on to that just in case it did come out, because that's probably the only chance he has of hanging in there. So he may have held that. So I was gonna counter it, but the cutoff was November 1st, and November 1st was that Saturday of
You mean
last well, tomorrow essentially, or 2 days from now. Yeah, I was going to counter it this
it's
week.
in the future, bro.
But but the cutoff, well, it's essentially passed in terms of like Fantasy Critic, where the week is essentially the first. It's too late. It says when I tried to counter it, you can't do that because by the time bids process, it's November 1st. So I fucked up. I'm not going to counter Octopath. There is not an obvious counter now, so y'all need to draft something.
At this
bad.
point, you are now interacting. You are responding to people in chat.
Yes,
about Fantasy
yes,
Critic. All right,
yes.
4-player minute. That was a great minute. All right, Chris Davis, your final thoughts for the week.
My final thoughts are dreaming of actually playing video games and having time to do it. But I am going to devote the entire weekend to nothing but Ghost of Yote. I'm making progress in that slowly. I've gotten to one of the second major big areas. I'm about to go after several of the Yote 6. It's very exciting. The game is still great. Still really enjoying it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got to share with gaming because I've got nothing else to talk about.
That's quite all right.
Well, I hope you find some time to play video games, Chris Davis.
I would love to.
The composer for Absalom is Gareth Coker. He's the Ori composer.
Yeah.
So,
really?
It's really good. Yes.
He did good stuff. I listen to the Ori soundtrack all the time. Crispy, final thought for the week.
Marvel Cosmic Invasion looks kind of cool.
It does. Fuck you.
It has the Frank Castle Ghost Rider in it, which is kind of fucking sick.
That's neat.
Kind of cool.
That's interesting.
The Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yeah, it's a Frank Castle from a different universe who's a cosmic Ghost Rider, and he has in his comic. I remember he had like baby Thanos that he was like taking care of. Anyway, what the fuck? Yeah. It's fun.
He's certainly cooler than the Marvel Midnight Suns fucking Ghost Rider.
Oh, the new kid?
Yeah, it didn't even have a motorcycle. It had a car.
Robbie
Stupid.
Yeah,
Stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, like the thing about Ghost Rider is that he has a flaming skull and he's a biker dude, right?
Well, he's a rider.
Yeah, he rides.
Although I will
things.
say, Cosmic Ghost Rider does ride a space chopper like Lobo.
Yeah.
So
The chopper, that's the key part.
That's kind of cool. Hades. So I got credits on Hades. I'm in the epilogue now. I'm just trying to max out relationships so I can get like the true ending or whatever. But
but you got the 10 Hades kill ending.
Yeah.
So
I
like you could
met
go
Persephone,
move
brought
on.
her back. Yeah,
you could.
I can't.
I think you're ready.
I can't. I have to keep going.
The epilogue
been there.
Grind is not as like, but whatever, it's fine.
I just want to see the.
Let the man grind if he wants to.
You
grind,
love your
yeah.
He likes to grind
characters.
Let the man grind.
I'm really into the characters in the story. I want to see it through to the end. You know.
Yeah, no, and you'll be happy to. There's a lot of callbacks. Well, you'll see.
Yeah. No.
Like you've beat Chronos now, Nick. When a certain music track plays right after you beat Chronos, like I got hype.
Yeah.
I just did the relationship with Megara, which
the right choice.
So good. No, I'm doing it with all of them. I'm gonna do Megara, Fusa, and Thanatos. And I'm gonna get the polyamorous thing with Thanatos and Megara going. So hell yeah.
Interesting.
You're a Greek god. You're supposed to be fucking everybody.
That's fair. That is fair.
It's so good. So good. Can't wait for the second one. That's it.
Cool.
Still reading Absolute Batman. That shit is so good. That shit is so good. Nick, you gotta jump on that with both legs. It's so good.
With both legs. Okay. Noted.
Oh, good.
All right. My final thought. I will try not to spend my entire time talking about Scream 7, which got a trailer today. I'm so fucking excited.
I shouldn't have enabled
Holy
that.
Did
shit.
it? Did it?
I mean, you were the one that told me that happened this morning, but I would have found out
Yeah,
within minutes.
it's
You
so
told me
funny when
anyways.
Chris
yeah.
Davis does that. By the way, Brad, did you hear about this video game thing and this video game franchise you care a lot about?
Yeah, believe me, bro. I
It's
would have found
like
out.
your cat bringing you a dead mouse.
You got mad at
Oh, thank
me
you.
telling you about the Castlevania update for Vampire Survivors.
Because the tag, well, okay, that's like me tagging you about the new Splinter Cell. Oh, by the way, it's an anime.
There have been.
I'll take what I can get, buddy.
It actually. Brad has a point. There have actually been times when like Chris Davis has tagged me with like Dexter news, and I'm like, bro, I know.
That's stupid. See, that's
I
real
know.
stupid.
Like, I appreciate you looking out on one hand.
Probably
on the other
linking
hand,
shit
like,
where he wrote the
don't think
article.
don't think you told me something about Dexter that I didn't already know, bro.
I'm not trying
I'm
to
not.
mansplain you, Dexter. I'm just trying to be a nice friend, telling you about something
And I
you
appreciate
have not
it.
said
I
anything about
appreciate
yet.
it. I appreciate it. I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a little bit of a long wait for new Dexter for me, and to know that Scream 7 is coming in 4 months, so excited. Anyways, I'm still juggling like 8 games at a time right now, and Dying Light is really sinking its teeth in a lot further than I thought it was going to. So I'm really looking forward to playing more of that. I am still playing Silent Hill F New Game Plus. I just got a fucking sword. That's
Okay.
pretty cool. I had to jump.
Does
through
it
some
break
hoops to get
really
that.
easily?
No, it actually when you put it in its sheath, it heals itself.
What? And that's
it's
for the
pretty
spirit
cool.
realm or the real world?
No, it's
Whoa.
in the real world, but you have to do.
Whoa.
It's like a secret thing, and it's part of unlocking the
Whoa.
second ending. But yeah, like that game continues to kind of blow my mind. I'm still loving it. And Hades 2 is going great, even though, like I said earlier, I feel dumb for not having done like a big chunk of the game that I probably should have at this point.
It's
So I'm
well,
doing that.
you know, it's not like that crazy, but you know, there's a lot of game there, and I think it was really exciting when you finally unlock it and kind of like choosing between the different runs. But like, it definitely offers like a fresh choice every time you go out at night.
For sure. Especially early on when you can't really survive very long on the
It's
surface.
cool. It's cool. It's like a
is neat.
rush.
They really, and like the first area you go into on the surface, and all of a sudden there's like 8 different doors.
Paralyzed by
like,
choice, yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's cool. Looking forward to playing more Hades 2. I'm still loving it. And I still have other things waiting in the wings as well. Like I have
Chronos, the New Dawn.
I put down Ghost of Yotei until I finished probably Silent Hill F and maybe Hades. I don't know. And I also I've been sitting on Hell Is Us for weeks now, like really excited to like try that out. There's just so many things, man. So many things. It's a great fucking year for video games.
Did you ever finish Death Stranding 2?
No, that is also on the back burner, but like I love that game and I'm really eager to get back to it, but there's so many fucking things. Yeah, I'm going to be playing a lot of games this weekend to try and play catch up a little bit. But anyways, that's all I got. It's exciting times. And yeah, I think that's our show. Guys, thanks for listening. 4playernetwork.com is, of course, the website. You can find all of our episodes there. You can find it on your preferred podcast service. We'd appreciate it if you left us a review on that service if you're so inclined. But more importantly, if you're not, we'd love to have you in our Discord at discord.gg/4player. That's the number 4player. And yeah, have a fun, safe, happy Halloween tomorrow. And we will return next Thursday. Again, Thursdays. For the foreseeable future to talk about more video games. So be good to each other, play video games, and good night.